Welcome you to Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette as we are set for the CMU tri-match on this Wednesday. And the first matchup is Tabor versus number 18, Central Methodist. We'll let Cameron Magine take you through the prayer, national anthem, and starting lineups. We'll be back.
First, the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Tabor Blue Jays. An opposite hitter, a 5'7" junior, number 4, Maya Malley. An opposite hitter, a 5'6" sophomore, number 7, Josephine Famatu. At pin, a 5'9" junior, number 12, Sammy Sanders. At pin, a 5'8" sophomore, number 15, Katie Hawker. At middle blocker, a 6'1" sophomore, number 19, Liana Magano. And at libero, a 5'2" senior, number 23, Maria Shush. The Blue Jays are led by head coach Adam Brewster. He's assisted by Adriana Zabel. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Central Methodist Eagles. At middle hitter, a 5'11" junior, number 2, Mia Schregler. At middle hitter, a 6-foot graduate, number 4, Annabelle Mossin. At opposite hitter, a 6-foot junior, number 11, Jimena Dazio. At outside hitter, a 5'11" junior, number 16, Johanna Milo. At center, a 5'8" senior, number 22, Yami Akshari. At middle hitter, a 6'1" junior, number 23, Kelsey Walker. And now libero, a 5'8" senior, number 24, Rita Campos. The Eagles are led by head coach Coleman Lee, and he is assisted by Dustin Carrier and Victor Ferrati. Best of luck to both squads.
Tabor enters today 2-9 on the season, looking for their first road win. Central Methodist 8-3 on the season, coming off of that loss to Mid-America Nazarene in 5 sets, 3-2 yesterday night. So they are 0-1 in the Hart Conference play. Tabor has not played a KCAC contest yet. And the Blue Jays, led by Adam Brewster, looking for a chance to turn things around this season. They have lost their last 3 in a row and are 1-4 versus CMU all time. And CMU defeated the Blue Jays back in August in 3 sets, a sweep in the Viking Invitational. It was pretty Pretty comfortable sweep as well for the Eagles. 15-point win in set 1, 12-point win in set 2, and an 8-point win in set 3 with CMU hitting 365. Milo finished with 12 kills. Ochar finished with 25 assists. So Tabor looking to put up a little bit more fight today. We'll have Tabor versus number 18 Central Methodist, then the Blue Jays against Hannibal LaGrange, and then the Eagles versus the Trojans in our final match of the night. Thank you for joining us on the Hart Conference Network. CMU in the white tops, green libero Campos, Tabor in the blue tops, white libero shirt. Josephine Famatu from Long Beach, California to serve for the Blue Jays. It's set up for Milo, and she places it in the back corner. I think you have to expect the Eagles to be fired up to begin today. It was a hard-fought match against the Pioneers, but they allowed too many opportunities to slip past them, and they fell short in that conference opener. There is Julia Ganelli to serve. Good denial up front by Berea and company. Sent over by the Blue Jays. Milo, this time a little long. Now libero, Nira Shush, out of Switzerland, will serve. And by Campos, tapped over by Milo. Trouble for the Blue Jays, and they can't get it over. Vanessa Cantoni getting some time as Coleman Lee has continued to mix in a little bit deeper down the roster with so many matches here in 2 days. 3 matches, 2 days. 2 matches in less than 24 hours. Massin. Now set up for a drive, but Campos stops it from Saunders. And there is Berea putting it right in the back corner. Now here is Cantoni to serve from Brazil. The transfer from Texas A&M International. Played over by Saunders, stopped by Trankler. Trankler bumps for Ganelli, set up for Massin, and tapped over by Trankler. Dominant start here for the Eagles, 4-1 lead in set number 1. Tony to serve again, a 5'6" senior. Good to see players like her and Cobb and Dreyer, Gonzado get some more time. Now a service here from the Eagles. And that has been a little bit of an issue this year. That stalled momentum at times. Milo returns for CMU. And the Central Methodist transfer, Matsuzawa, out of Tokyo, Japan, will serve. Ganelli plays it for Trankler, a good stop. But a better ball as far as Central Methodist playing that one strong. Here's Kelsey Walker. Campos from Ave Maria University, originally transferring from there. Averaging over 3 kills a set her freshman season. Stopped up front by Berea. Walker Point CMU, 6-2 lead for the Eagles. Here is Campos, averaging 5 digs a set. A .430 hitting percentage entering today. What a dig by Ganelli. Mawson taps it over. And set up for a drive, stopped. That was off of Alanis. Walker plays it all the way out of bounds. Josephine Flamatu returns for the Blue Jays. It's Sammy Saunders serving. Averaging 3.5 points per set and 3 kills a set for the Blue Jays. The real leader of this group. Berea, Saunders able to get it out. Played over by Flamatu. And a powerful shot by Milo. A point for the Eagles. And Milo, when she's making strong contact, it's very difficult for opposing teams to deal with it. Milo with almost 4 kills per set, entering yesterday top 20 in the country. And that time Milo could not handle the attack by Alanis. Alanis, 5'7" senior from San Antonio, Texas. Miranda Aguilar from Arlington, Texas now serves for the Blue Jays. Walker taps and puts it beautifully in no man's land. 8-4 advantage for the Eagles. Nera Touche returns. Dug out by Aguilar. And played a little too strong by Flamatu. The graduate senior, Mawson, floats it over with the right hand to the back line. And here is Flamatu again. A set up for Milo. And she puts it home. 6-point lead here through the early goings of set number 1. Central Methodist a 10-4 lead. Timeout taken by Adam Brewster. 10-4 lead again for CMU on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs.
10-4 lead for Central Methodist here in set number 1, the CMU tri-match. The Tabor Blue Jays out of the Sunflower State traveling in to take on Central Methodist. Number 18 team in the land. Walker, the setup for DeTheo, right past the back line. Mena DeTheo has been fantastic this season for Central Methodist. Just ultra consistent, Here is Mawson to serve. DeFeo averaging almost 2 points a set. And there's a violation on Tabor. Point CMU, and they have taken a commanding 8-point lead, 12-4 in set one. Here is Mawson, averaging 2.5 points a set. Last season, right around that same mark, a Hart first teamer. Dug out by Ovcharik. DeFeo with the kill attempts. And that one a little bit out for Tabor. 9-point lead for the Eagles. Alana's returns for the Blue Jays. And service error for Mawson after a few points in a row from her. So here is Alanis from Holy Cross of San Antonio High School. She's averaging almost 2 points a set, 1.5 kills a set. A 136 sitting percentage. Oh, powerful left hand by DeFeo. Tabor looking to recover, played over on the Blue Jays. Milo taps, saved by Hoffer. Now Campos gets it over. Mawson keeps it alive. Oh man, CMU did their best, but Tabor able to pay it off with the final tap by McGonigal. Campos and Mawson with a great hustle there. Walker plays it in. Kelsey Walker, the senior transfer from Northeastern Junior College. Here is Schrenkler. Kai Cobb to serve. Just gets it over the line drive. Tapped in by DeFeo. Kai Cobb from Weldon Springs, Missouri. And right into the net by the Blue Jays. And now a double-digit advantage for Central Methodist, 16-6. A timeout on the floor. 16-6 lead for the Eagles on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
A 16-6 lead here for CMU in Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette, Missouri. Tabor trailing the first game of this Central Methodist tri-match. Some of the last non-conference games here for CMU before it's almost all Hart games, Hart matches the rest of the year. Tabor gets a point back on the board. They will face Ottawa and Columbia on the 30th of this month on a Monday night in Columbia in the Southwell Complex, at the Southwell Complex, as CMU looks for revenge against Ottawa, and Columbia College looks for revenge against the Eagles. Central Methodist ranked number 18 in the recently released Top 25 Coaches Poll, just released earlier today. Columbia College sits at 25. Trankler just plays it over, a little roller on the net. Point for the Eagles, and they reclaim a 10-point advantage. Somewhat surprising to see Columbia still ranked in the top 25, but obviously their historical and traditional prowess has kept them in the top 25 for now, even with a 7-7 start to the season. In all fairness to them, their losses have piled up against top 25 opponents, including Indiana Wesleyan, Concordia, Oklahoma Wesleyan, who also swept Central Methodist just last week. The most recent loss for Columbia came against University of St. Mary in the Ottawa tournament, but the Cougars did pick up a 3-2 win over McPherson. They were ranked number 25 at the time. So here is Ganelli to serve. One of the best servers in the Hart Conference. Powerful shot by Saunders. A violation on CMU, so back to a 9-point lead. So Nera Schuch will serve, libero for Tabor. And mishandled return by Mawson. Well, it would be improvement for Tabor here in set number one. The first set between these two back in August was a commanding 25-10 win for the Eagles. Berea, Saunders keeps it in, and now set up for a tap. And better play on the block by Trankler and Berea. Vanessa Cantoni returns for Central Methodist. McPherson has moved up to, Pearson has moved up to 23. Just gets over Mawson, a wonderful save by Cantoni, but too much on the side of Central Methodist. Now back to an 8-point deficit for the Blue Jays. Kono Matsuzawa returns for the Blue Jays, and Milo returns for Central Methodist. Most recent other event here between Tabor and Central Methodist was a couple of baseball games in the NAIA opening round. And Berea scores it for the Eagles. The Eagles baseball team defeated Tabor in the first matchup on day one. The walk-off grounder. Rather, a walk-off walk. There's an errant return by Tabor. Service ace for Central Methodist, and now a 20-10 advantage in set number one. And then Tabor in an elimination game on day three, obliterated Central Methodist on the diamond. Tabor would put a good fight against Hope International, but the Royals went on to win the NAIA opening round here in Fayette and then win the entire national title in Lewiston. There's a point for Tabor. 20-11 now here in set one. Saunders to serve. 5'9" junior from Hillsborough High School out of Kansas and Hutchinson Community College. Ganelli up for Berea. Better denial by Berea and company. And played too long by Saunders. So 21-11 advantage now for the Eagles. Off-Chark returns for the Eagles along with DeTheo. Looking at other Hart teams in the top 25. Park number 14. Central Methodist number 18. Benedictine received votes. And this play by Off-Chark, point for the Blue Jays. And those are the three teams that have either in the top 25 or receiving votes here in the Hart Conference. Mawson swings the right hand. Still up for Tabor and played over. Here's a free ball. Mawson taps. Trouble for the Blue Jays. Now another golden opportunity for the Eagles. Played up for the tap, and DeTheo with a left hand puts it in. Point for the Eagles. Back to a 10-point lead, 22-12 here in set number one. Central Methodist hitting .323, 13 kills to 3 errors. Powerful attempt by Alanes, stopped by DeTheo and her crew. Up for Milo. Set up, and a save by the libero, Shush. Tabor trying to recover here off Charek. Campos up top to DeTheo. And set up across. A little bit of a mistake there, misconnection between Matsuzawa and our outside hitter. A 11-point advantage for the Eagles, their largest of the afternoon. Now some action for Maggie Johnson, freshman from Camdenton. Just floated over by Mawson. Off-Chark sets it up from Milo and beautifully placed. 24-12 lead here for Central Methodist. All the way across, Off-Chark bumps. There's Milo. And just gets in for the Eagles. Point for CMU of 25-12, dominant end-to-end win in set number one for CMU. And they lead this match 1-0 on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life. Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
Welcome you back to Puckett Fieldhouse. Dominant 25-12 victory for Central Methodist in set number one. Aaron Mosier, Esteban Velez with you on the Heart Conference Network for the CMU tri-match. Dominant effort by the Eagles. .333 hitting percentage, 15 kills to 3 errors. Trouble for Tabor with 8 errors themselves. 6 kills for Joanna Milo. 3 for Mia Trankler and 3 for Jimena DeTheo. As Tabor looks for some answers here against the Eagles. And then now 4 sets, 1 in a row here against the Blue Jays in 2024 by the Eagles. And here is Ganelli to serve. Service error to begin set number 2. And Esteban, I think Central Methodist wants to avoid the trap they put themselves into against Mid-America Nazarene, where they pulled away late in set number 1, and then Mid-America Nazarene found their footing in set 2, and they just dominated set number 3, and that put the Eagles in a hole they just couldn't climb out of.
Yeah, it was a complete turnaround from the Pioneers, and CMU just cannot afford that today, especially if they're coming in a little bit tired today. A really good match against the Pioneers yesterday, went all the way to 5 sets. So you have to think how much soreness is to the legs and the body, the fatigue. And they want to get away with this one pretty quickly as possible.
Especially if you have another match tonight against Hannibal LaGrange. You got to have something left in the tank. And another service error here for the Eagles. That will drive Coleman Lee insane. Four service errors here for the Eagles. And just 3 attack errors. Tabor with another service error gives it right back to Central Methodist. There's Campos to serve. Floater to the back line. Saunders. Ganelli sets it up for Mawson. And a point for Tabor.
You could see Mawson right there trying to go for all the marbles, putting a lot of power behind it. Just fell a little bit short. Maybe not the accuracy she was looking for. Had a pretty good set as well, trying to take advantage of it.
Matsuzawa to serve for the Blue Jays. Brea the tap, and she is stopped by Saunders. And Tabor a 4-2 lead here to begin set 2. So now Coach Lee tries to encourage his team. Brea, right hand. A violation on Tabor. DeTheo off Tarek. Turn for the Eagles. Chark with 9 assists in that first set. Ganelli with 5. Mawson stopped, turned away by the Blue Jays. Here is DeTheo. Tabor able to return. Saunders stopped. Played the back corner, excellently done by the Blue Jays. A 5-3 advantage.
Checking in for the Blue Jays, number 26, Carolina Goncalves.
Carolina Goncalves. It's in for the first time for Tabor. Walker the tap. A little bit of a rally here now. Trouble for the Blue Jays. Free ball. DeTheo puts it home for the Eagles. 5-4 lead here for Tabor. And Mawson to serve.
Mawson to serve for the Eagles.
Back-to-back points for the Eagles. Back-to-back kills by DeTheo. Here's Mawson once again as Central Methodist looks to build a run. And misplay by Goncalves. Goncalves, 5'10" freshman from Portugal.
Checking in for the Blue Jays, number 3,
Catherine Eady. Catherine Eddy checks in here for Tabor, freshman from Wichita. And Mawson, the service error. An unfortunate trend here for the Eagles. Building a run and then a service error. Aguilar to serve. Floater for Campos. Walker stopped by Matsuzawa. Below. That one is too hard to handle.
Milo with that one just making absolutely no mistake. Taking it directly. A full shot at it. The other side against Tabor. And again, Tabor not able to come up with it here after having the lead in the early going in this second set's now falling.
Little bit out of play off of Aguilar. 8-6 lead here for Central Methodist. Top to serve. Zawa with the setup. And DeTheo and Achar could not handle it for CMU. Walker and Campos return for the Eagles. Correction, Campos is in, Walker is out. Trankler is in. Aguilar left-handed serve just trickles over. Now Aguilar sets it up. And too strong for Eddy.
They're just trying to find back row some space in the defensive CMU. Not able to do so. Too much power on it, actually, not finding that back space. So close, but a couple feet away.
So Ganelli to serve. Berea returns. Ganelli averaging about 0.6 aces per set. Entering today, Milo is turned away, and Tabor puts it home. Berea. Rowan able to keep it alive. Point CMU. Here is Cantoni returning. Let's see if she can avoid the service error. Discussion about the substitutions. Tabor 1 kill, 4 errors here in set number 2. But Central Methodist already with more errors, 4 of them than they had in set 1. They had 3 in the first set. And they're hitting .250 now on the match. Tabor hitting a negative 100. 52 attacks for the Eagles, 47 for the Blue Jays. Is a big difference. A 13 kill differential, 20 for the Eagles, 7 for Tabor. As we continue to get something sorted out. Something being explained to Adam Brewster, who's in his second season leading the Blue Jays. Brother of the head coach of Mid-America Nazarene from yesterday, Molly Brewster, who's since after getting married. Now Molly Paragorov. And Adam was an assistant of the year in 2022 at Mid-America Nazarene. He was a standout player at Lindenwood. And this is a long pause in action. This explanation comes through. Now we're finally ready to get back to action with Cantoni serving. And Central Methodist a 2-point lead in the second set. Saunders. And played over for Campos. Trankler. Saunders. Campos handles it again. This time though the response by McGonigal. Just a little bit outside though. Now Cantoni will serve again. McGonigal tries again. Trankler able to turn it away again. Point for CMU. 12-8 lead and a timeout taken by Tabor. 4-point lead here in set number 2 on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
There is Cantoni to serve. A little bit of a run here for CMU, a 3-point run. Saunders. Another stop by Cantoni, but Massa is turned away by McGonigal.
You can see Massa right there just trying to surprise. Tipping that one over a little bit, didn't get quite enough. Just a good block by Tabor. They had that one read the entire way.
So the run is stopped by the Eagles. And another point for Tabor. So here is Milo returning. 13-9 advantage for the Blue Jays. Or for the Eagles, rather. Mawson. Quick play over by Molly. Point for the Eagles again. Now they extend their lead to 5.
This time CMU does get the better of the call right there with the tip over. Tabor trying to do so themselves. Massa right there, not able to. CMU taking full advantage this time.
An 8-1 run, now a 9-1 run here for Central Methodist. Over the last 10 points. Now the Eagles look to continue to put themselves in the driver's seat here with Campos to serve.
That's what we want to see from the Eagles, especially after yesterday in the second set. Them dropping the level to Mid-America. This time around, a different story in the second set.
Saunders off the ceiling. Played over by Walker. And trouble for the Blue Jays. Central Methodist extends their lead to 7. And Campos with a doozy of an ace. And the run continues here for CMU. An 11-1 run in set number 2. Wow, Kelsey Walker says no ma'am to that attack attempt by Blue Jays. Here is Campos. 12-1 run here for Central Methodist. Saunders stopped. 13-1 run.
Defensively just firing in all cylinders, CMU, especially that front row for them. Going up high, going up tall, standing their ground, and just taking it to Tabor in the second set.
Service error by Campos. Always love the expression after an error. Just hand to the mouth in disbelief. Still a 12-2 run here for the Eagles. Matsuzawa to serve for Tabor. Ganelli. Oh, Walker puts it home.
And the set right there to Walker couldn't have been any better. She took full advantage of it. Full range by her, making no mistake. CMU really glad with that point.
Walker averaging about a kill a set, but I think her potential continues to grow here in her senior season. Now served by Acharik, another error for the Eagles. That makes it a 14-3 run Sammy Saunders now to serve. Line drive. Off Chark, pumps it up for Mawson to tap. Tapped over. Eddie is stopped. Campos for Mawson. Powerful left hand. Karam's off the net. Now to Theo gets it over. Matsuzawa and Saunders fits it in.
Even that one right there for Tabor, maybe their best rally in the entire match so far, especially one in which they were able to get the upper hand and get the points. Even being down by 8, they're still fighting for every single point, even though there's still a long ways to go here in the second set.
Well played that time by Maggie Johnson. Haley Dreyer checks in for the first time this afternoon for the Eagles. And Mawson to serve, a 21-12 comfortable advantage for the number 18 team in the land. Moving up one spot from the first ranking of September. High ball here for Farish. Lauren Farish laces it beautifully, and Mawson now to serve. CMU 3 points away from winning their 5th straight set over the Blue Jays. What an ace. That one finds a place right before the back line.
Tabor with that one, just absolutely no response. Totally fooled on it. Mawson with just a tremendous serve, a graduate student. A lot of experience that she brings into this team.
There's Mariah Bostic-Jones checking in for Central Methodist. Now an error for Mawson.
He's here trying to go back to that far side, weak side, the back line against Tabor.
Here's Aguilar to serve. Correction, Rowan to serve. Aguilar checks in. And there's a point for the Eagles. Now set points, 24-13. It was 8-6 Tabor for the first 14 points of the set, but since then, all Central Methodist. As now Kaya Cobb will serve. Oh man, that was nice. A beautiful denial by Dreyer and Schrankler. And that ends set number 2, 25-12 victory in set 1 for CMU. A commanding 25-13 victory in set 2, 25-12 in set 1. And a 2-0 match lead here for the Eagles on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
So two set to nothing advantage for Central Methodist as we begin set number 3. Here on the Hawk Conference Network. See a new try match. Unruh with the serve. Saunders off of Campos. Milo stopped up front by Aguilar and company. Rather, Alanis and company. Trankler sends it right back. Trankler, the 5'11 junior, transfer from John A. Logan. Averaging about 2 points a set, entering yesterday. Very sharp 300 hitting percentage. CMU now hitting 294 on the match. There is Ganelli. Floater. Tapped over Campos with the dig. He plays it over. And a mistake by the Blue Jays, point CMU. So here is Ganelli. 5'8" freshman from Verona, Italy. Oh man, what a dig that time by Ganelli. Just able to keep it alive. And Ganelli will set it up for Masin. Just gets over from the Blue Jays. Now to Milo. A little bit falling away. Saunders. And Ganelli bumps Campos for the tap. Saunders again plays it over. Here's a good opportunity for CMU. Trankler taps. A better save by Shush. Milo. And too strong. That was a long relay. And ends with a tie now between Tabor and CMU.
CMU not able to get the point right there, but Ganelli all over the floor for the Eagles. Able to keep the ball in play initially with a beautiful dig. Afterwards, a couple good sets, a couple more digs after that. She's kept the Eagles in this match.
Gonzalo trickles it over the net. Point CMU. So here is Cantoni. Now to serve for CMU. Wow, what a stop by Trankler and Gonzalo. And now that one gets by Cantoni. Tabor able to pay it off. McGonigal. The JUCO transfer from Johnson County CC. Checks in for Tabor. Set up by Campos for Masin. Back over, a little bit of confusion. And Trankler is denied by McGonigal.
Trankler with the great set that she received right there by Ganelli. Not able to take full advantage of it. The front row of Tabor just coming in too strong.
Masin, well too strong. There's Tabor to serve. Mawson lays it in.
There we go. Mawson now hoping to find her footing back in this match. Hasn't really been involved too much here in the early going today. Was really involved yesterday. Now looking to get back on track.
Campos to serve. And another service error for the Eagles. That's 9 of them now to just 1 from Tabor. And Coleman Lee wants a timeout. 6-4 lead in set number 3 for Tabor, but a 2-0 lead in the match for Central Methodist on the Heart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
So a 6-4 early advantage for the Blue Jays over Central Methodist here in set number 3. CMU has won the first 2 sets by a 13 and 12-point advantage, respectively, through sets 1 and 2. The Blue Jays led the Eagles 8-6 in set 2, but then the Eagles went on a 9-1 run that just continued to extend in the direction of the Eagles. And now they are in the driver's seat for the most part. Walker the tap out of the timeout. And Ganelli sets it up for Mawson, or rather Gonzado, and she places it where it needs to be. Too much to handle for Tabor. So here is off Chark to serve. Kelsey Walker puts it in the back corner. Another service error for Central Methodist. Clearly their biggest issue right now as a team. It's now 10 of them in this match. Well, Tabor gives it right back. Pretty balanced attack here from the Eagles today. Milo with 7, Trankler, DeTheo, and Walker with 5 kills. Off Chark sets it up for Milo. Stopped by libero Shush. And a point for the Blue Jays. And they take instead point for CMU. 8-7 lead for the Eagles. Twelve assists for Ganelli, 14 for off Chark, as now Mawson puts it over. 3 kills for her to go along with 3 digs. And Tabor got a piece of the net. 9-7 lead for CMU. Walker almost had it. Alanes puts it back over. And well executed by CMU. DeTheo. Saunders puts it in just barely. Saunders with 3 kills now. Alanis with 3 herself. Walker drives it through the Tabor front line. Point for the Eagles, 11-8 advantage here in set 3.
Great kill there by Walker. Not really having to do too much. The set was just perfect and right in the front row for her. Able to put it past the net and just too strong for the Tabor front row.
Saunders stopped by Trankler. Cobb, the setup from Milo. And is this too much to handle? Tabor gets it over. An impressive recovery. Trankler taps this time. As Tabor continues to scramble, Saunders, Mawson able to play it up. Milo, the tap, still alive. What a relay and rally here. Saunders just puts it in.
And Mawson just phenomenal in a back line. Saunders, however, too strong from Tabor. A good rally by them, keeping a ball alive. They had their first share of struggles in it, but ultimately able to get the upper hand in that volley.
Unruh from Meade, Kansas. High ball, a little bit of timing issue. And a point for Tabor. Pulls them back within 1. Left-hand swing by DeFeo gives CMU a 2-point advantage.
Overall from Tabor, it's been more impressive for them in this third set. They've been able to keep it a little bit closer than the first 2. And they're starting to kind of find their groove, maybe a little bit too late, being down 2 sets, and CMU being the powerhouse they are. But overall, big improvement from Tabor first 2 sets compared to now.
Yeah, this is in the first 2 sets, they had a negative hitting percentage, at least here in set 3, of 100. And Tabor puts it in again, or Tabor gets a point again. Yeah, now they trail by just 1. CMU hit 333 in set 1, 276 in set 2. And they're down to 192 here in set 3. Trankler. A beautiful attack. And now Cantoni returns for the Eagles.
That's been a strategy for CMU here, especially in these last 2 sets. They get the dig, they set it up to the front row, and then from there, the hitters just take care of business.
Campos for Mawson. And Justin Mawson sneaks it in to give CMU a 14-11 advantage. Just goes to show you the depth that CMU has. I mean, Cantoni has played phenomenal for the most part today, and she isn't even a normal main contributor.
That's something you really want to have if you're the head coach or any coach for CMU. Having players that come off the bench or not necessarily be primary starters or the go-to players. If you have them come up big in these matches or any matches in general, it's a long season, so that can take you a long way.
And Gonzato as well played well yesterday and has done a lot of the same here today. Saunders into the net. And now CMU a 16-11 lead. And Cantoni will serve again. She's been able to kind of layer it in. But it's not just the depth of the roster, it's experience depth as well. Cantoni being a senior. Think about Berea being a senior. or junior rather. So much experience from a group that maybe had to sit behind the leaders from last year, but now it's their time. Point for Tabor, 4-point lead for the Eagles. Here is Milo, Hart third-teamer from last year. Campos and Ganelli combine to get it over, along with Trankler. Now the setup for Trankler, stopped by Tabor. Ganelli, and played excellently by Gonzato. And a 17-12 advantage for Central Methodist.
Tabor doing absolutely everything they could on their end. Again, just fighting, keeping the ball alive. Some really good digs by them. CMU didn't have too much problems with it, and ultimately a great kill, ending up in a much-needed point.
Saunders, and Tabor just gets it over. Tap by Mawson. What a save on the dig by Schusch. Still alive on the Blue Jays side, but they can't get it over in time. 18-12 advantage now for CMU in set 3.
And just a miscommunication right there by Tabor. They thought they had one more hit left, one more touch available. Officials said otherwise, and CMU gladly took it.
Adam Brewster wants a timeout for Tabor to talk things over. 18-12 advantage here in set 3 for the Eagles.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
(18-12) lead for the Eagles in set 3 after they took set 1 and set 2, both by double digits. Central Methodist looking to sweep Tabor for the second time here within a month's time. CMU has their hitting percentage up to 200 now here in set number 3. 13 kills, 6 errors. It's been a real struggle today for the Blue Jays. A negative hitting percentage, 19 errors on the attack, and 13 more attacks by Central Methodist overall. And major difference is the kills, 28 more kills for CMU, 40-12 difference. Here is Campos to serve. And miss. Whoa. Point for Tabor. And it got a piece of an eagle. So here is Alanis. Service error for Tabor. 6-point advantage for the Eagles. And now DeTheo and off Chark return. Likely to try to finish things off here in set number 3. Walker got a piece of the net. Aguilar serves for Tabor. Hannibal LaGrange getting ready to face off with the Blue Jays in our next match of this afternoon. Mawson, finesse tap. Tabor keeps it alive. Set up for Mawson. That was a beauty. Back to a 6-point advantage for CMU.
Mawson just putting that one perfectly. And too much power on it as well. Nothing the Tabor Blue Jays could do about it.
Mawson with 5 kills on the afternoon. What a block, that time by Walker. And Campos, the brick wall. So balanced here. DeTheo with 8, Milo and Walker with 7 kills, Trankler with 6, Mawson with 5. Just a balance, collective effort here from the Eagles today. And there's a mistake by McGonigal. Now an 8-point advantage here in set 3 for the Eagles. And Walker will be replaced by Maggie Johnson.
Just an all-around collective effort from the home side here today. That's what you want to see if you're the coaching staff. Because again, you're not relying on just 1 or 2 players. You're using your entire team, even the bench players coming in. Everyone's been contributing today.
Powerful left hand by DeTheo. CMU 2 points away. Now Lauren Strain gets her first action of the afternoon. I believe that everybody on the Central Methodist roster has now rotated in. Has been a little bit of a struggle here today for Mawson. That's 4 service errors.
Not really what we're used to seeing out of her. She's been phenomenal with the digs, just with the hitting and the serving. Hasn't been quite there for her today so far.
There is Milo. Pretty good stop by the Blue Jays, but they cannot get it over, and now we're at match point. CMU after this one will play Hannibal LaGrange at 7 p.m. And Tabor will have to get right back up off the mats to take on the Trojans right after this one. Johnson with the serve. Mawson with the dig. Trankler gets it over. Milo off of Saunders. Blue Jays able to dump it over. Trankler stopped, and a point for the Blue Jays. Unruh serves. Off Chark sets it up. Tap over by Trankler. And no point. Tabor able to keep it alive. Now Trankler taps again. Campos keeps it up. Milo. And that is the match. Central Methodist, a commanding 3-0 sweep over the Blue Jays. Their second one in a month's time. And a balanced, collective effort here from the Eagles today to get back in the win column as they move to 9-3 overall. Tabor falls to 2-10, and they will take on the 2-win Trojans right after this one. But Central Methodist will take on Hannibal LaGrange as well at 7 p.m. So stick with us on the Hart Conference Network.